Hey guys, my name is Evil MC, and today we're going to be doing What If Deku Was Evil Part 1. And I'm probably going to call this video something like What If Deku Had All for One, because he's going to have all for one, obviously. And let's just get right into the video. Deku was just born. His father is one of the most notorious, if not the most notorious villain in the entire world, the man known as All for One. He looks at his son, knowing that he'll have to leave soon. He looks back at his wife. I'm sorry, but you know I have to leave. Mama Midoriya stares back. It's okay, I know. Even though she knows it's wrong, she still loves this man. And the next day, as he said, he left. After 7 years of raising her son, she wondered if Deku will ever inherit her or her father's power or his father's power. She really hoped that he'd inherit his his father's power because his father's was much more powerful, and she could tell Deku wanted to be a hero. The next day, Deku went to school. He saw a fly coming by him, and as any normal kid would do, smacked that shit down, bro. What the fuck? Deku was like, "Dang, bro, this fly is really annoying. I usually can't hit flies, and that's just really crazy. I was able to have that faster reflexes." All of a sudden, Deku grows little fly wings back on him and just starts flying. He's like, "What? What? This is crazy. How am I doing this?" Bakugo looks at him and is like, "What the hell, Deku? You got a quirk and it's to fly with those little ass wings? At least it's better than most people." And this makes Deku really happy that Kanchan finally recognized him. And then he's like, "Well, of course, Billy over there with the dragon wings is still more powerful, but this is good too." And then Deku smiles like, "Yeah, that's awesome." Then he goes to the quirk doctor and he explains what happened. The doctor's face grimaces. "What? You got it after killing a fly?" "Yeah, what's wrong with that?" "I believe your power is some sort of power like All for One's, but this one is even more sinister than the man himself. I know you are a son, but I never expected something like this. To get someone's quirk, you have to kill them. And since we know that you're such a good boy and would never do that, I think that you should stick to this one fly power, or if an animal like a tiger from the zoo happens that need to get put down, you should be the one who does it so you can get their power. But please do not ever kill other humans who have quirks. I do not know if you'll just have a normal human power, like the powers of a human, which you already have, obviously, or their quirk. But please do not test it out." Deku's face lights up. "Don't worry, Doctor. I won't." The next day, he's at school again. He's trying to find little animals like lizards and stuff, and he's kind of become sadistic. He finds a small lizard and smacks the shit out of the lizard, and then the lizard sadly passes away. Deku makes a prayer and it's like, "Thank you for your sacrifice, lizard." And then he realizes he got a long tongue now and he can climb up trees pretty easily. And he's like, "Wow, this is awesome. I can be so powerful." And then he gets really happy at this. He starts climbing up trees, starts like swinging his tongue at flies, and then at this moment he saw a bee. He goes over to the bee, looks that bee up, and now he grows wasp hands. Whenever he punches something, it has the effect of a bee and it stings him. He goes up to Bakugo. "I'm about to fight you, Bakugo." Bakugo's like, "How did you get these? What? How do you have so many quirks?" And he's like, "My quirk is," and he explains his quirk, and all for one, and not all for one. Bakugo's like, "Wow, Deku, that is so cool." And then Deku's really happy that he, Bakugo, is the person he admires most. Thinks that his quirk is cool. Deku proceeds to challenge Bakugo to a fight. He says, "Well, Bakugo, do you want to fight?" And then obviously Bakugo would never pass up this chance. He's like, "I'm about to demolish this guy." And he just stings. He gets one hit off, which stings Bakugo's face. But Bakugo does beat him. He's like, "Wow, Deku, your quirk is so powerful." And Deku's like, "Thank you so much, Bakugo." And Bakugo kind of still looks down upon him, but he sees him as much more of a friend now. And he just chills out with Deku now. They're friends. They go around bullying people, And since Deku gets peer pressured a little bit, and he knows that he doesn't really have any empathy towards people with no quirks or weak quirks, because he himself got a strong quirk, and him not having a quirk was a big part of him gaining the empathy for them. So he just bullies him. One day, Deku was at the store though, around let's say 2 years later. There's a man with a mask on. He bursts in. He has a gun. He's like, "Everyone, get on the fucking floor!" One man gets up. The man sticks out his hand and just electrocutes him. The guy falls to the floor. And the guy's like, "What? What is this guy's quirk?" And then the guy's like, "Yes, that's right. I do have a powerful quirk. So not only are you gonna deal with this gun, but you're gonna deal with a quirk." One of the security guards start like throwing kind of mini fireballs to this guy, and then he just was able to dodge them, and then he shoots that guy in the stomach, and the guy falls down. Deku gets terrified, but he notices that the man is kind of not really caring too much about the gun. He's focusing too much on the money, and then he's like, I can finally be a hero." He runs up and grabs a gun. He points it at the man. The man immediately gets scared. He's like, "What, kid? You won't shoot me. You won't shoot me." And then the worst thing happens. Deku keeps getting more nervous and nervous. He doesn't know what to do. His hand slips and pulls the trigger. He's only shot once. And then whenever the gun keeps recoiling, Deku just can't let go. 7 bullets go into the man before he finally stops. Deku looks down. The guy's like, "Ugh, what the fuck? You murder." And then he dies. Deku, his hair then gets a zap through it, which sticks it straight up, and then he knows he got electrocution. He looks at the man and says, "How dare you!" and just zaps him, and then brings the man back to life. And then Deku's quirk is gone. He's like, "What?" And then the man looks at him and he's like, "You brought me back to life with my own quirk. How did you do that?" A gunshot echoes through the distance. Deku shot the man once again, but this time did not use the quirk on him. His mom looks at him like, "Deku, you killed him." And then Deku says, "The man would have died anyway. I just put him out to misery." And then, like any normal parent, Deku has to start going to therapy. This is That's pretty crazy what he just did. A normal person's gonna put him in therapy after that. So Deku ends up going to therapy every day, which is not really important. Deku tells the quirk doctor his power, so he ends up just being talked to every day, and they keep telling him how important human life is and reaffirming the belief of not killing anyone. Deku eventually gets fed up with there. He's like, "What the hell? I don't want to take this anymore. I have to go sit in this dumbass place every day and get told stuff that I already know." And then mom's like, "Yeah, you have been going for a long time, so we'll let you out." Around this time, Deku's 13. Exactly 1 year after this, Deku doesn't really evolve any more quirks. He's just the same. He ended up going. Actually, he involved one more thing. He went hunting, he killed a deer, and he got a lot faster. So he is one day he's walking down when a slime monster attacks him. The slime monster's like, "Oh, give me your body." And then Deku just zaps the spin away. The slime monster gets terrified. He's like, "Ow, that hurts so much," and just runs down. And then All Might shows up later and he's like, "Huh, boy, it's you. Are you okay? How did you defend yourself all by yourself?" And then Deku explains that he actually has no execution quirk. And then he starts tearing up. He's like, "Oh my, is there a way I could be a hero with said quirk, the all for one quirk?" And then All Might's face grimaces and he says, "You, you are all for one son, aren't you?" And then All Might gets really mad. He's like, "Your father did much bad things. If you're anything like him, I will have to kill you." Maybe. And then he thinks to himself, "Maybe I should kill him right now." Deku can sense something's off of all of his animal instincts. He looks at All Might and zaps him. All Might falls to the floor and he's like, "Wait, why?" And then Deku just starts running away. And All Might just thinks maybe he got scared, so he won't do anything. And he decided it'd be very unhero like to kill him. So he let him go. And then Deku's like, "A hero, the hero I always looked up to, just wanted to kill me. What should I do?" Then, at this one time of vulnerability, a drunk man walks up to him. He's like, "Huh, "What are you doing here, kid?" And then he starts giving Deku a hard time. And he's like, he pins Deku against the wall and says, "Where's your money, you bitch?" And then he starts shaking him, and he has a mild form of super strength. This pisses Deku off, and he's like, "Listen, dude, you need to let me go. I don't want to hurt you." And then the man punches him in the face 3 times, and blood goes all from Deku's mouth. Deku says, "Please, sir, just let me go." But the man has had enough. He pulls out a knife and then is about to stab Deku. Deku is able to dodge with his animal like reflexes and shocks the man's face. The man is like stunned, and then he walks back and he's like, "How?" And then he's not quick enough. Deku slams his hands over and over again into the guy's face. And then he says, "Electrocute." And then he makes a mini like 8,000 volts or something, and then just keep shocking the man, and the man eventually he dies, and then Deku sees that he now has super strength. Deku's like, "What?" Right at this time, a police member comes out. "What? Hey, little boy, stop, or I'll have to shoot. Did you just kill that man?" Deku looks at the officer and he's like, "Sir, I was being attacked. I didn't mean to." The officer comes close and he says, "Put your," but before the officer can do anything, he gets electrocuted. He falls to the floor. Deku grabs the officer's gun, points at his head. The officer's like, "No, Deku, kid, no, please." There's a deafening silence. The officer falls to the floor. Deku notices that the officer didn't even have a quirk. No wonder he decided to be a cop instead of a hero. Deku smirked. He walks away. But then a hero jumps out. He's like, "I heard the gunshots. Anything you need help?" And then he sees Deku standing over a body in two. The man and Deku start fighting. Deku uses his electrocution. The man ends up being stronger than him. He hits the kid, Deku, to the floor. Deku looks up at the hero, and then the hero says, "You're going to be going to jail for a long time, buddy. I'm glad I was able to catch you now before your quirk was able to develop." But then, right as this was about to happen, a masked assassin comes out and stabs the hero in the chest. The hero looks up, extremely stunned. "What? Why?" All he can mutter out is "why," while looking at the masked man's face. The man looks at him and says, "You only do this for money. I recognize your bank balance. I recognize every time you help, you make sure to brag about it to the public. You are not a real hero." And then he kicks that guy back and says, "And you, why did you kill these people?" And guys, this is actually going to be the end of part one to What If Deku Had All for One. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I surely do, and peace out. Goodbye.